Pakistan plane crash is its worst ever. A Pakistani passenger plane crashed in fog and intense rain in the Himalayan foothills near the capital city on Wednesday morning, taking all 152 people on board in the country's deadliest domestic plane crash, according to civil aviation and airline officials. Rescue helicopters fought against thick smoke and flames as they tried to find survivors amid the wreckage, at least an hour's drive into the high ground above Islamabad. But hours after the crash, Pakistani officials said that none of the 146 passengers or 6 crew members had survived. Grief-stricken relatives had gathered at Islamabad's airport, hoping for word on survivors. 6 members of the Youth Parliament of Pakistan had been aboard. May the Lord rest their souls. President Obama issued a statement confirming that 2 Americans had been on the flight and expressing condolences to the families and friends of all who died, saying, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those touched by this horrible accident." The Pakistani government declared that Thursday would be a national day of mourning. Dawn television reported that 100 bodies, many badly burned, had been recovered by the afternoon. Officials said that cockpit recorders and the bodies of the pilots had been found. The plane, a 10-year-old Airbus A321, operated by a relatively new Pakistani airline, Air Blue, was flying to Islamabad from Karachi, in a country where terrorist activity has risen, with repeated bombings attributed to Pakistani militants, formerly focused solely on Afghanistan or Kashmir. Officials said they had not ruled out the possibility of an attack, but the more immediate focus was the weather. A captain for Pakistan International Airlines told Geo Television that another flight had been diverted from the Islamabad airport because of rain and fog, just 30 minutes before the Air Blue flight crashed. He said that the pilot had an impeccable record. He speculated that the plane could have been struck by lightning, or that strong wind currents could have caused it to dip lower than expected. While the cause of the crash was not immediately clear, some Pakistani aviation experts said the crash might have been averted if the runways at Islamabad's airport had a multi-directional instrument landing system, a ground-based tool common in developed countries, which precisely guides an aircraft through harsh weather. But the managing director of Pakistan International Airlines said that pilots regularly navigate aircraft manually through bad weather. He said the cause of the crash is most likely pilot error. Express TV reported that the pilot had received a warning that he was flying away from the runway. The pilot responded, "I can see the runway." Some say he may have been confused. And the pilot responded, "We can see it," according to Express TV. Wednesday's crash was the first fatal crash for Air Blue, which began operating in 2004, according to a database of aviation crashes maintained by the Flight Safety Foundation. According to that database, which lists crashes dating to 1941, 54 people were killed in the crash of Pakistan International Airlines flight. In the far north, in 1989, 51 died in an Afghan Air Force crash near the western city of Quetta. In 1998, 45 died in 2006 after a Pakistan International Airlines flight crashed in the east. In a statement, Airbus said the twin-engine plane was built in 2000 and leased to Air Blue in 2006 and had made approximately 13,500 flights. Air Blue said the plane had no history of problems. NDTV, an Indian television station, carried a report from Islamabad of a woman who saw the plane flying low pass over her house just before the crash. The plane disappeared, and she heard a loud explosion. And yes, this was Pakistan's worst air disaster or air crash ever. May the Lord rest their souls. And all these are more signs of the times. Psalm 90. Lord, Thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, wherever Thou had formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, Thou art God. Thou turn man to destruction, and say, Return, ye children of men. For 1,000 years in Thy sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, as a watch in the night. 5. Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as they sleep. In the morning they are like grass which grows up. 6. In the morning it flourishes and grows up. In the evening it is cut down and withers. 7. For we are consumed by Thine anger. By Thy wrath we are troubled. 8. Thou hast set our iniquities before Thee, our secret sins in the light of Thy countenance. 9. For all our days are passed away in Thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. 10. The days of our years are 60 years and 10. And if by any reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. 11. Who knows the power of Thine anger? Even according to Thy fear, so is Thy wrath. 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. 13. Return, O Lord, how long? And let it repent Thee concerning Thy servants. 14. O satisfy us early with Thy mercy, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. 15. Make us glad according to the days wherein Thou hast afflicted us, and the years wherein we have seen evil. 16. Let Thy work appear unto Thy servants, and Thy glory unto their children. 17. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish Thou the work of our hands upon us. Yes, the work of our hands, establish Thou it. And all these are more signs of the end times, transition days. Everything that must change for the better, and quickly or rapidly, because there are many different signs happening daily all around the world.